Everybody's good? Good to see so many happy faces. Welcome to the board meeting, October 22nd, 2025, Mount Sinai School District. I'd ask that everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, again, welcome to everybody, and thank you for attending the board meeting this evening. At this point, I would like to turn the meeting over to Dr. Criscione for the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. DeVito. So I would like to kick us off with a very special event this evening. We have some students here to help us and some special gifts for our Board of Education. Before I kick this off, I just want to share that New York State School Boards Association designates a week in October as School Board Recognition Week. This is a special opportunity to express our gratitude and raise awareness about the important work performed by our local Board of Education members. Public schools are truly the foundation of our communities and our democracy. They help shape educated citizens who think critically, engage respectfully, and contribute meaningfully to society. Our school board members play a vital role in ensuring that our students have every opportunity to learn, grow, and succeed. It takes strong schools to build a strong community, and our board members devote countless hours to that mission. They study educational issues and regulations, make difficult decisions, and always keep the needs of our students at the forefront. Their leadership ensures that Mount Sinai remains a district that strives for excellence. The key work of school board centers on raising achievement by developing a shared vision goals for the district, ensuring that strategies, resources, and policies align with those goals, assessing and providing accountability for student achievement, supporting a healthy and positive culture for students and staff, and evaluating the superintendent to promote continuous improvement. School board service is both an honor and serious responsibility. It gives our community a voice in local education, and while we make a special effort this week to show our appreciation, their dedication is truly a year-round commitment. At this time, I'd like to recognize and thank the members of the Mount Sinai Board of Education for their service to our students, staff, and the community. On behalf of our entire district, thank you for your service and for the difference you make every day in the lives of students. So with that, I'm going to ask for our music director, Trish Panassi, to introduce our students.
Press the button. Good evening. While we always appreciate the Board of Education and their tireless efforts on behalf of our students, there is one meeting each year where we take a moment to celebrate you. This year, I am proud to present you the efforts of some of our grateful students. The high school baking classes, led by Mrs. Soden and Mrs. Stroh, have prepared pumpkin and banana bread with and without chocolate chips for you. The Middle School Home and Careers Club, run by Mrs. Marcello, once again made their spooky lollipops as a sweet treat. In addition, some of Mrs. Stump's middle school art students took some time to make a bouquet for you. There are 7 flowers in the bouquet, by the way, so each one of you can take one home with you. Mrs. Delapi's Art Club expressed their gratitude with the thank you cards that are in front of you. And Mrs. Morganelli's Photo 1 students made a photo collage sign that spells out Board of Education, that's right behind you, with found items around the district. Lastly, Mr. Moriarty and his students have prepared a musical treat for you, so please enjoy Menuetto by Franz Joseph Haydn, played by Brooke Melander on the flute, Genevieve Miller on oboe, Erin Nat on the clarinet, and Rylan Bernstein on the bass clarinet.
Thank you again. That was a wonderful performance. And thank you to all the students for the lovely things you've created for our Board of Education. I know they appreciate it. Moving on to next. Okay, the next piece I would like to move on to, I'm going to ask Mrs. Romeo to step up.
Good evening. Thank you so much for having me. One of the best things is being invited to recognize students for their exceptional abilities and their accomplishments, both on the field, in the classroom, and all of the things that they excel in. Tonight, I'm honored to recognize 4 seniors who have been named commended students in the 2026 National Merit Scholarship. I'm going to invite Tyler Izzo, Dylan Kaplan, Viren Penagaluri, and Hadia Samin to join us up here. Come on up. The reason these 4 exceptional seniors are standing before you is that they have been recognized, as I said, as commended students in the National Merit Scholarship Program. The National Merit Scholarship Program is a nationwide competition conducted by the National Merit Scholarship Corporation. Students from across the country qualify for consideration through their participation on the PSAT during their junior year. Dylan, Tyler, Viren, and Hadia were recognized for their exceptional academic promise and academic performance. They joined the top 3% of the approximately 1.5 million high-performing juniors who have been named commended students. So please join me in recognizing and congratulating Tyler, Dylan, Viren, and Hadia. Congratulations.
Now, next, I have some very special staff that I wanted to recognize this evening. And, you know, we have many staff that work very hard, and we try to honor all the things that they do. But the principals and I were talking about some of the people that really made a difference this summer, and some of the people that just work so hard all year. And so we really wanted to recognize our head custodians, Paul Resty, Mike Hakenberg, and Abel Fernandez, and our 2 mechanics, Paul Sternkoff and Alan Strom. So the gentlemen are right there. They're looking very quiet, sitting right there. What I am going to share is that we are proud to recognize the incredible efforts of our head custodians and our building mechanics, whose dedication keeps our schools clean, safe, and running smoothly. The summer months are some of the busiest, with deep cleaning, room moves, and major capital projects all taking place while most classrooms are empty. Their work ensures that every building is ready and welcome for students and staff each September, and their pride in Mount Sinai shows in every detail. At the elementary school, our head custodian, Paul Resty, a proud Mount Sinai graduate himself, has gone above and beyond this year. Often working shorthanded and many days entirely on his own, he has kept the building spotless and ready for students and staff. He even cleared the stage to make more space for the school store and PTO activities, showing his flexibility and creativity in supporting the school community. Despite the ongoing roof challenges, he continues to replace ceiling tiles and address repairs until the new roof project is complete. Working with him is Alan Strom, one of our dedicated mechanics, who was instrumental in helping to prepare the elementary school for the year ahead. Over the summer, Alan worked tirelessly on major upgrades, including creating our new STEAM lab by installing furniture, sinks, and other enhancements to transform a traditional classroom into a hands-on learning space. He also oversaw changes to the front lobby this fall, creating a more welcoming and functional entrance for our students and families. In addition to his craftsmanship, Alan continues to handle electrical, plumbing, and HVAC repairs and coordinates with vendors on the maintenance of new systems, including door access and other capital projects. His pride and precision show in everything he does. At the middle school, we're very proud to recognize two outstanding members of our Mount Sinai Middle School family, Mike Hagenberg, our head custodian, and Paul Sternkoff, our building mechanic. Mike treats the middle school as if it was his own home. He takes tremendous pride in keeping the building clean, safe, and welcoming for students, staff, and families. Over the summer, Mike led the physical transformation of the school, organizing the move of more than 30 classrooms. This included cleaning out old materials, labeling and setting up spaces, painting and fixing rooms, and guiding our summer maintenance crew, all while integrating this work into his annual summer cleaning schedule. Thanks to his leadership and tireless work, without taking a single day off, the building was ready ahead of schedule, giving teachers extra time to prepare for the new year. Mike is also a true leader for his team, often contributing creative ideas to support student programs from a facilities perspective. Paul is the glue that keeps the middle school running efficiently and safely every single day. He's an expert in all of our building systems, especially HVAC, and has an incredible understanding of the complex mechanics that keep everything operating smoothly. He is also our in-house roof specialist. Over the summer, he led the installation of nearly 100 new classroom doors and wireless lock units as part of our capital project, meticulously coordinating with vendors to ensure every detail was right. Paul's precision and pride in his work ensure that everything is always inspection ready and in top condition. He often goes above and beyond, staying late to make sure the building is running perfectly. Together, Mike and Paul represent the very best of Mount Sinai: dedication, pride, and excellence, allowing the middle school to truly be, as they like to say, the best in learning and living. And at the high school, our head custodian, Abel Fernandez, and his team continue to set the standard for readiness and reliability. Each summer, under his leadership, the custodial staff manages to have the high school ready by August 15th, despite a much shorter turnaround time than the other buildings. With fall sports and activities beginning in mid-August, Abel's team works under tight deadlines, yet every year the building is spotless and ready to welcome back students and staff. Abel has grown tremendously as a leader. His strong work ethic is contagious, and his pride in Mount Sinai shines through in everything he does. From preparing for daily classes to managing major events like graduation, Abel and the building and grounds team are the driving force behind the success of every high school event. Across all three buildings, our custodians and mechanics are the quiet professionals who make everything possible, from daily maintenance to major renovations. On behalf of the Board of Education and of our entire community, we thank each of them for their professionalism, their pride in their work, and their unwavering commitment to our students and staff. Thank you. You guys want to give stuff back? right, now for the next part of our program, we have our auditor. Would you please come up and join us to go over our audit report? Thank you, Jill. Hold on one second. Mark? Oh, there's a button on the side. It was blinking.
I'm good. How about yourself? Yeah, we're good. Are we good? All right, you good. Thank you. Thanks for the technical assistance. Good evening to the Board of Education, the Superintendent, Administration, and the community. My name is Jill Sanders. I'm a partner with the firm of Cullen & Danowski, and we recently completed our audit for the year ending June 30th, 2025. There are some documents that were shared with the Board of Education. I hope they had the opportunity to review them. I wanted to extend my appreciation to the business office for their cooperation during the audit process. It's a very extensive process. We're on site and then back in the office doing the work for a good 2 weeks, and so we do appreciate their assistance. And so our auditors report is a good report, and I hope you noticed when you read the financial statements that you were in good financial condition. You are monitoring your budget very well. You have 4% in unassigned fund balance. That's the maximum that you can have of next year's budget. And so you're in compliance with real property tax law. You have some reserves that you use to help support the budget process. And because of your good fiscal results at the end of the year, you were able to replenish the reserves to the extent that you use them for the budget process, and also fund the capital reserve. And so that's been, the capital reserve's been in place for a period of time, and you've successfully funded, and you've gone ahead and you've expended in accordance with voter proposition. With respect to the internal control structure, you have a very good set of checks and balances over the financial transactions, and you would note that because we did not issue a management letter, okay, so which means that there's a good, tight control structure in place. And there would have been a separate report issued if there were any major internal control structure weaknesses, such as material weaknesses or significant deficiencies, and there was no separate report issued either. We issued an extra classroom activity fund report, cash basis. The State Education Department, in addition to including this in your financial statement, because the board has oversight and control over the clubs and activities in the extra classroom activity fund, wants your auditor to look at the transactions that the students and faculty advisors are handling in the extra classroom activity fund. And so that report was given to you, and you could see for each particular club and activity what those receipts and disbursements were. We also issued a communication under AUC 260. It's a communication to the Board of Governance. It looks very much like a letter, but it's very important because it talks about whether or not the audit was performed in accordance with the standards, whether or not the financial statements are presented in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles, if we had any disagreements with management or difficulties in performing the audit, and I hope you noted that there was nothing along those lines communicated within that document. We have relatively few journal entries that we proposed, and I hope you noted that those were accounts payable type of entries because based on the timing of the transactions that we have access to versus the time that the books are closed. And so we have obviously some additional records that we can audit, nothing material to the financial statements. I did talk when I met with you at the planning meeting about the implementation of GASB 101. I hope you noted that on the financial statement. And this was an adjustment that was a restatement of the previous year's net position. It's the accrual basis financial statement, not the way that the district maintains their books and records. And the importance of the implementation of the standard was to look at whatever time is going to be used by a local government and assign a dollar value based upon the current rate of pay in place for each particular group of individuals employed. And so this is just a reporting model. It has nothing to do with the way that you go ahead and pay people when they separate from the district, and it has nothing to do with the way the time is accrued. That's all proper, and that's all in accordance with the fund financial statements that we also report on. So I think those were the key parts of the financial statement. I do not know if the Board of Education has any questions on the financial statements. Okay. If there's anything that comes to mind afterwards, please reach out, and I'll be more than happy to answer whatever questions you might have. Okay. Thank you so much for your time tonight, and thank you for your assistance.
Thank you so much. Moving on, around the district, we've had some exciting things happening. We had homecoming, our pep rally, the parade was excellent just a few weeks ago. Seems like yesterday. And as you can see, a lot of community pride with our team, and we won, and we killed the other team. So that was excellent. Right, Mr. Karen? One of our traditions there, having our teachers wear the jerseys that students have given them for their favorite teacher, great spot to see. So many of the same traditions, our cheerleaders performing at halftime. It was really a wonderful day. The weather held out. It didn't rain, which was wonderful. A little on the chilly side, but ultimately it was a great day. A little something else. In case you didn't know, we were rated number 5 in Suffolk County of overall schools, best schools in Suffolk County. So I thought that was a pretty nice honor from Niche. Top 3% of school districts nationally, and then top 6% of school districts across the state. So I did want to point that out. And this little bit of information, I'm not sure if everybody knows, that the bond was approved. We're very thankful and very happy about that. So thank you to our community for coming out and supporting the bond. Right now, I'm sure we're going to be giving updates at every meeting, and we'll be continuing to put updates on our website. Right now, we've met with the architect, and he is in the process of completing the drawings and the paperwork for the state. We've had some different professionals come in and like the surveying and checking out the different parts of our property to make sure things can be done properly. So that's where we are right now. So we're hoping that that paperwork can get up to the state quickly so that we can get a turnaround time that's decent and get started as soon as we can. And some upcoming events. We've got tomorrow morning the National Honor Society Fall Induction. Our elementary Halloween parade, which is always a big hit, is next Friday. Our Superintendent's Conference Day on Election Day. The high school drama will be here before you know it on the 7th and the 8th, Veterans Day. Tri-M Honor Society induction at the middle school. We have the Harlem Wizards game this year, which will be awesome on the 14th. Our Honor Society induction on the 18th, and our next meeting will be on the 19th. And that's it for my report.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Criscione. Couple of thank yous. Wow, a lot of stuff going on this week. Great month. So thank you to all of the students, the teachers, to the staff, and to Dr. Criscione and administration for the kind words and the gifts from the Board of Education. Greatly appreciated. So thank you very much on that. Again, a special congratulations to our students. I know most of them left to get back to their studies, and to our custodial staff. Thank you for all you do on a daily basis. Mr. Rusty left. I know he's counting the days until he gets a new roof. Where is he?
He's hiding.
Oh, you're hiding back there. So we know you're counting the days to get rid of your galoshes with the new roof, but give us some time. And on that, thank you to the community as a whole as well for passing of the bond. That was a huge step forward for the district. And as Dr. Criscione said, that phase has now started of what next, and the architect is heavily involved with those plans, and we will be absolutely keeping the community involved on every update moving forward on a monthly basis, and if anything is sooner, obviously on the website, and we'll be sharing that as it happens. The next month or two will be a little bit slower on our end, just because we are waiting on the architect and then some filings with the state. So we'll be in a little bit of a lull on the forefront from our end, but on the back end, things are moving, and we'll be happy to share as we hear more and start to see true progression as we get into the winter months. So, saying all that, I don't know if anybody else on the board has anything else they want to say about a couple of things, the bond or thank yous. Good? Anybody?
I think Bert is all really excited. Right?
We are,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, let's move forward. Let's start with action item number 3. Chuck, on action item number 3, please.
Action item 3, approval of minutes. Resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the Board of Education hereby accepts the minutes of the September 17, 2025 regular meeting, September 25th, 2025 bond vote, and October 2nd, 2025 special meeting as submitted.
Thank you, Chuck. Can I get a second? Second. Thank you, Paul. Any discussion on the pending vote? Since no discussion, we'll close that. And all in favor? Any opposed? And that passes. Thank you. Christie, item number 4.
Personnel, motion resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the Board of Education hereby approves personnel items A through Z as listed below.
Thank you, Christie. Can I get a second? Thank you, Chuck. Okay, any comments or discussion on the pending motion from the board? With no comments or questions, move to a vote, and all in favor? Any opposed? All in favor, it passes. Thank you. John, action item number 5.
Sure. Motion resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the Board of Education hereby approves action item A as listed below.
Okay, can I get a second? Thank you, John. Any comments or questions on the pending motion? With no comments or questions, move for a vote, and all in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you very much. The vote passes. Paul, action item number 6, please.
Action item business. Motion resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the Board of Education hereby approves action items A through H as listed below.
Thank you, Paul. Can I get a second? Second. Thank you, Christie. Any comments or questions from the board on the pending motion? Okay. All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? And that passes. Thank you. Okay. Heidi, it is now your turn for your favorite part of the night and our student report.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. I'd like to share some highlights from our past month at the 3 different schools across the district, as well as some things in the near future that we're very excited for this month. First off, at the high school, we mentioned this before, but we had our Spirit Week, where it ended with Powder Puff, where the seniors won against the juniors 13-6, which is great, as well as Senior Sunrise on Friday, and capping it all off at the homecoming game against Kings Park, which was a win for Mount Sinai. And preceding that, of course, was the homecoming parade, where we saw a bunch of really great floats from not only high school clubs and high school classes, but also from the middle school as well. In addition, for the football team, we only have a few home games left before playoffs, and that will conclude hopefully in November. This past weekend, we had the October PSAT, where our 10th and 11th graders did take the PSAT at school, and we are hoping for a great result this year. I have every bit of confidence. Spanish Honor Society and National Honor Society are being inducted tomorrow at 8 a.m., with our Honor Society hopefully following the induction in November as well. And student government swore in their freshmen this past week. So now the freshmen are a part of the student government team and will be helping us out. To foster these inter-school and just inter-school relationships, Interact Club from the high school went to 1st grade, and FBLA is planning to go to 4th grade for various lessons, one about reading, the joys of reading, and the 1 million book challenge, as well as FBLA's wants to teach the 4th graders about budgeting. Spanish Honor Society also started their monthly pre-K lessons today, where they taught the students about Dia de los Muertos. Marine Science Club went out to Cedar Beach to measure elevation and also fish, and I believe someone also caught a fish, which is really exciting. This past week, the high school also had an assembly on character and an extension, online safety and being cautious online, which was a really important message. National Honor Society has also started their peer-to-peer tutoring, which is free on Tuesdays and is a great resource for all the students in high school. The biggest thing that is coming up so far is Safe Halloween, which is on the 25th and is one of the biggest events that high school hosts for the entire community, not just Mount Sinai students, but the community at large. We have around 18 to 20 clubs who are participating in all 3 of the schools across the district. And I believe it is something that is very looked forward to, and we're very excited to host it. In the middle school, I'd like to give a congratulations to the student council officers who are elected for both the 7th and 8th grade. And they are also having a safe Halloween room, I believe. The PTO also held their book fair this week, and it's continuing as the week continues in both the middle school and high school. The middle school clubs are also in full swing. They've started meeting, so the Mustang Manners Club, which is its 2nd year running, the Courtyard Club, the STEAM Club, and of course, the Student Council Club. In the elementary school, we had the annual PTO Boo Bash on the 17th, which was incredible, and a lot of elementary schoolers had a blast. This past week, they also had their picture day, and last week, the Harlem Wizards were hosted for an assembly during school hours, and an incredible number of $14,908 was raised for the fundraiser. They also have their PTO book fair this week. Today, the elementary school celebrated Unity Day, where students wore orange to school in support of rallying together to promote a culture of kindness, acceptance, and inclusion, while standing up against bullying. Additionally, the 4th grade student council representatives have been elected and are meeting with their club advisors. And of course, the clubs like Book Club, Coding Club, and the Courtyard Club have begun meeting as well. In the near future, they're planning on having an elementary food drive from October 27th to October 31st. And most exciting for them as well is the Halloween parade at 10 a.m. on Saturday. Sorry, not Saturday, but the Halloween parade on the 31st. And that's about it. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. Great job. Okay. We will now turn it over to questions and comments from the community. Are there any questions or comments? Oh, yes. So actually, before we adjourn, just let's wrap. Nothing, Mark, we're good? Nothing online? Okay. So we do have one more announcement, and I am going to turn it over to Mr. Stout to just give us a quick update.
Good evening. So last month, somebody from the community reached out and asked a question in regards to the status of our legal action against the state regarding regionalization. To refresh some memories, last year in September, the state SED came out and had passed a regulation requiring districts to take part in what they referred to as regionalization. This is going to be a collection of information from the district. I don't remember the exact number of pages, but it was about 40 pages of information regarding demographics, test scores, things, nothing that was personal information regarding the students or staff, but just demographics of the community, tax information, testing scores, program offerings that every district has. Regionalization, their regionalization plan also empowered the BOCES superintendent, so not our district superintendent, but the BOCES regional superintendent, to collect this information and develop regionalization plans that districts would be required to take part in. And it would be anything from asset sharing to program sharing to shifts in money, potentially. I can't explain it much better than that because that's about as vague as it was from the state. This raised a lot of concern with a lot of districts. We entered into a legal action along with 20 other districts. That legal action was to kind of put a pause on regionalization, and we also wanted some clarification on an opt-out option that they had created. They had allowed us to opt out, but what they said verbally in meetings with the state SED was that if we opted out, it opted us out of regionalization. What they put forward in writing was that it only opted us out of the information gathering portion of it, and that whatever program they developed, we would be required to take part in. It finally just, about a week and a half ago, was ruled on by the courts. It's in two parts, really. The first part, they dismissed the petition to stop the regionalization, and the reason they did that was because there hadn't been damages. It was a proposed program that hasn't been instituted yet. They haven't created the regionalization plan, so there's speculation on what the damages could be to an individual district. Now, I would assume that that would leave open the door for any future needed actions, but as of right now, that's still in place. However, they did state that opting out opted you out of everything. It opted you out of regionalization, and that the state couldn't force us to take part in a regionalization plan if we didn't partake in anything else, if we had opted out. That's a win for us. Before anybody asks me how many districts opted out, I don't know. I can tell you 21 were in the lawsuit, they all opted out, but there was a number of other districts that also opted out that weren't a part of the lawsuit. What this means for the future of regionalization in New York, I don't know. I don't really care. I care about our district and what's happening here. This was a statewide program. If they're going to try and rework it in a way that will impact upstate or other portions of the island in a different way, or if it just goes bust because enough districts opted out, I don't know. But as of right now, Mount Sinai is still opted out of the program and will continue as business as usual, and the school board will be able to govern our own funds and oversee the district as we always have. So that's where it stands now. Does anybody have any questions for me about it? Cool, because I think that's about all I know.
Thank you, Paul. Okay, with that, I will take a motion to adjourn the meeting. Thank you, John. Can I get a second? Second? All in favor? Any opposition? Any opposed? Okay, that passes and the meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody. See you in November.